Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at Apex 2018. I'm joined by Michael Skinner from US Tech. Michael, always a pleasure to talk to you. Good to see you.
Glad to
Thanks
be
for
here.
stopping by. What have you seen at the show? What are the big takeaways for you? What's kind of caught your eye?
Impressions of the show. First, I mean, it's much more optimistic than last year. The mood is like visibly lightened. Last year was kind of felt a little bit of a lull. The market was kind of down, and this year things are projected to do better than ever. So that's the first thing. Everybody's excited, and everybody's rolling out their new products.
Yeah, there seems to be plenty going on. One of the things I've noticed is this new level of collaboration. We saw it a bit at Productronica, and I know we talked about it at Productronica, but there are a couple of kind of proof points here that really show people are working well together.
Yeah, one of the biggest things is the CFX, the IPC CFX initiative, which here on the show floor, there's a really cool demo where I think 23 companies that they all have a little bit of tape around their booth that says, "Ask us about CFX." And when you ask them, they'll show you on a smartphone or a tablet this connected cloud server where you can see in real time the data from all of these connected machines at any of these booths.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing, and I think that's something that they put together pretty quickly between Productronica and this show, and the ability to use CFX has been a great example of those coming together and the way the committee have worked. And I think one of the interesting parts of that is one of the software companies actually created a developer's kit, basically a software toolkit, and donated that to the industry. So I think we're seeing a unique level of collaboration, which is really valuable.
For sure, and I think too that, I mean, back to the functional aspect of it, is that gathering this data now over the 3 days, I think the latest statistic I saw that they've gathered 600,000 data points over the last 3 days, which is an insane amount of information. But then the next challenge is for anybody who's not a particular subject matter expert in reflow or in AOI or whatever to drill down and find, the word is actionable items, something you can do to organize the data so that you can benefit the machine efficiency.
Yeah.
And then I think there's two aspects that really stood out to me with the data, because everybody's rolling out new software to add value to their machines. But one is that in real time, you're able to, obviously you can diagnose issues. You can look back and you can analyze the data and you can see if those issues had a cause, further before, or if this was somebody who just popped in who didn't have the right qualification, did something wrong. But then also, I was speaking with Tom Forsyth at Kaizen, and they have their Kaizen analyst process control software, which is really cool. But he said sometimes it's a matter of just proving to your customer that something has never gone wrong. Yeah. Just having a record, just pure traceability.
Yeah, I think that traceability is huge, but I think you hit on a really important point there, which is that domain expertise, having that expertise in thermal process or that expertise in inspection, and being able to connect that to every other part of the world and to work through those layers of software. We've got the Hermes standard, we've got CFX, we've got to have some kind of data osmosis to move data through all these different layers and derive value from it.
I agree, yeah.
And so what about capital equipment? What else have you... Any particular products that have caught your eye?
I think just one we could mention quick is at the Hanwha booth. They have a printer that now holds 4 jobs and 4 different stencils, and they call it auto change or auto loading. And it's just a matter of pushing the button, and then within a few, up to maybe a minute, it's switched the stencil over and the job's ready and it's cleaned out and it's ready to go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think there's been a few innovations there. There's quite a lot of software innovation. There's quite a lot of new ideas coming out in software, and again, I think just to go back to the CFX thing, for me what I'm looking forward to is not talking about CFX, it becoming kind of something like electricity that's always there,
Ubiquitous.
We're always connected, it's ubiquitous, and then people can get to work adding value on top of that and delivering something that's really valuable for the customers.
I agree. Speak a common language. Yeah, I think it's
absolutely.
the best.
Last thing I wanted to talk about was today there's a big STEM initiative from IPC. It was also a big part of John Mitchell's keynote speech yesterday, bringing young people like yourself, but even younger people into the industry. I think there's something like 70 students going to be on the floor today, looking at exhibits and having some presentations. Dave Bergman's going to show them how to make a computer out of household food products, which will be fascinating. But that's really important to the industry. That next generation of engineers is really what's going to keep things going.
I agree, and I think it's really important to see as a kid you might already be excited because you play with, Lego blocks and you play with small electronics kits, but to see the sort of the grown-up toys, to see how these things can be applied, even if you don't understand what all the information is, but you see all the bright screens and you see how exciting it is, and everybody in a suit and a tie, and you realize like you can make a life out of being an engineer. These people are geniuses, and to be able to see as a kid, to be inspired, is really important.
Yeah, and I think the next phase is to get them into some factories, because a lot of people think, of factories as dirty, unpleasant places. Electronic manufacturing isn't like that, is it?
No, it's very clean. Yeah, it's insanely clean.
Yeah. So, these class 10,000, class 1,000 clean rooms, and it's a different process, and I don't know, there's robotics, there's all kinds of interesting stuff, so exciting stuff. Thanks for stopping by, Mike. Always great to see you. What's the next event for you guys?
Next will be in April. We'll be heading to NEPCON China, and then we'll head out to Germany, and then back here in California for SemiCon West.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the next few months.
Busy schedule. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.